Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. I got a identification video for you guys. These are brown recluse spiders. And where I live, or where I have lived, these two come from my mom's property. There's an old dairy barn there in a little cabin that is just freaking infested with these things. But myself, my two daughters, and my wife lived in that cabin for like 2 years, and you could leave something in the middle of the floor and go to bed and get up the next morning and there was a brown recluse spider under it. Like if I wanted to show one to somebody, I could go and pick the toaster up and there was one under the toaster. I mean, they were everywhere, to the point where you'd be sitting on the couch and you'd see something and one would just be crawling across the back of the couch. Not one time, and I'm not defending them because I'm no spider scientist or whatever, but I know their bite can be bad, but we never had a necrotic bite from one of these spiders in the entire time that we lived there. And we find them here at the house all the time, and you know, knock on wood, maybe it's just being lucky, but they're super common, and apparently they're misidentified a good bit. But once you've seen a few of them, not many other spiders look like this, especially the way that they walk, and their legs is kind of a classic identifier for me anyway. So these guys, these are both females, and this one is more red. See the little violin on her back. That one doesn't have a very dark one, but they have 3 sets of eyes, so 3 sets of 2 for 6 eyes. And the males, their abdomen is a lot smaller, like probably half of that size. And where this one was just under a Miracle-Gro bag, like I moved the bag, and these are going to a zoologist, entomologist buddy of mine to do some research. He don't have many of them where he lives, so I'm going to hook him up. But this one's red compared to some of the other ones that we found yesterday, and we found a couple males that were super dark brown. But this one was on top of a toolbox under a Miracle-Gro label, or a little pamphlet. And this big chunker of a female in here was in a soft-sided bucket bag for gardening, and there was probably 5 big females like this in that bag. And I know at least one male that I ran out of the side of the bag when I pulled a trowel out. I was just I had a big long wooden skewer, and I was trying to move it around and see if I could get some of these guys from my buddy Joe. And sure enough, like, they were everywhere. It got to the point where we had removed everything from the bag, and they were crawling around inside the bag. So we took my little plastic thing here and shook them out on the floor, and put the container over the top of it and stuck a piece of paper under it, and then got her transferred over to this fruit cup container. But they're pretty wild looking. Like the legs is the biggest thing for me. Like I can see them walk, and it's like, oh, I know what that is. This one's lighter colored compared to this guy. I don't know what she just did. She decided she was gonna squeeze in this, like the most skinny part of this bag she could get in. But her color is much lighter than, sorry, I'm trying to get them in a spot where you can see them side by side. Not a good, that's she's more of a tannish, almost gray compared to the brown, and like really almost a cream color. color of the one on the right. But them big old chonkers like that, big females, they're all over the place there. Pretty crazy. At least this way, you can see what they look like, and know at least what they are if you see one. And they don't make nests like normal spiders. They make these things called a hideaway, and it's just like a super crappy, probably could find something in here with one on it, but it almost, like, it's not a web, so it'll be just like if it's on something, it'll just almost look like cotton fluff on it, not a web, just kind of like almost like you see these big funnel web spiders, but this is like a super shitty, they don't do good jobs at all. And then they call it a hideaway, and they just kind of poke up under something and chill. And then at nighttime, they come out and try to find lubbers or dinner or what have you. That one, the way that big female is in there, I know it's hard to see with the way her legs are all spread out. That one too, I mean, they look, nothing like having one run across you at nighttime and you have to jump up and try to find it. But anyway, I just wanted to share brown recluse spiders. Nerd out on them. Pretty awesome. The female only has to mate one time to be fertile her entire life, and they live like 5 years. So one female could potentially create an infestation. You could get a fertilized female in a piece of furniture from an antique store. Never know it. Pretty crazy though. But they don't groom themselves. They're naturally non-aggressive. So, you know, they're not something that's just running around trying to eat you. Although I don't want them on me. But pretty neat. It's part of it if you're going to live out and about. I'm sure they're probably in the cities too, in old houses, but if you're going to live out in the country, you're going to have these guys. But anywho, maybe there'll be some more information once these guys are seen about. And I think I'm going to order some bowls and just go up there and just catch him, you know, a dozen of them or so, just to let him have some stuff to do some proper experiments or whatever he wants to do with them. Anywho, look guys, I appreciate it. I know this isn't kind of bushcrafty, but it's something I think you guys should know how to identify these anyway, especially if you're going to be doing things. But I appreciate the support. Like and subscribe. I got lots of stuff coming down the line. Check out all of our older stuff over on the Instagram at Bushcraft Kelso. Bushcraftkelso.com for gizmos and gadgets. I just put a bunch of stuff up today that's been out of stock for a while. Getting ready to do all of the antler handled stuff. So that's going to be coming soon. But thanks again, guys. Be safe.